Before I turned 20, I was thrown out of the house twice. The first time was when I got engaged to Hong Kong businessman Huo Yaodong. On the day of my pregnancy test, I caught him entangled with a female college student, Lin Chun, by the window on the 100th floor. He cursed me for being unreasonable while throwing me out roughly. My father persuaded me, saying that no wealthy man is faithful, and enduring it would help me save face. The second time, I married Qingxuan, my childhood sweetheart who had chased me for 10 years. He was gentle and tolerant to me, not minding the annual repentance gifts Huo Yaodong sent, nor the fact that I hadn't been pregnant for 3 years of marriage. When we were intimate, he would always whisper in my ear, "If you don't want to have children, we won't. Having you is enough for me." I thought I had finally found the right person, but on the day of our anniversary, I suffered a fatal blow. He brought back a strange woman and ordered the housekeeper to throw my luggage out of the master bedroom. Clutching the pregnancy test stick I had just gotten, I asked, trembling, "Why? What do you mean?" He held a cigarette and sneered, "Mu Yao, stop pretending. Didn't you learn your lesson when Huo Yaodong threw you out?" The pregnancy test stick in my palm felt like a flame burning my skin. The woman's triumphant eyes and swollen belly said it all. I picked up my bag and was about to leave, but Qingxuan crushed his cigarette and stopped me, his eyes filled with the pleasure of revenge. "I never said a harsh word when you stayed in touch with Huo Yaodong. I didn't blame you when you refused to have children with me. Now that I have a child with someone else, and am not forcing you to have one, why do you look like I wronged you?" He looked righteous. "We're childhood sweethearts, but we have to follow the rules of the circle. You have your heir, and you'll keep my mistress. She won't threaten your position." A familiar dull pain came from my heart. I didn't say more, just slapped him. "Qingxuan, you make me sick." His face darkened suddenly, and he grabbed my hand, his eyes turning cold. "How dare you say that? You've been married twice, why should I be faithful to you?" During the struggle, the pregnancy test stick in my palm snapped with a crack, and the sharp edge pierced my flesh. I didn't feel the pain, but tears fell. Qingxuan's eyes contracted, and he subconsciously showed weakness. "I promise you, after the child is born, I'll send her away." Looking at this face I had known for more than 10 years, I only felt unfamiliar. He touched the shards in my palm and was about to ask, when a woman's cry of pain came from behind. The woman slowly took off her mask, and I froze instantly. It was Lin Chun, the female college student, who had entangled with Huo Yaodong, and also the Pru student I had sponsored for years. 3 years had passed, and Lin Chun was still as fresh as ever. She held my hand with a faked own Sister Yao. I didn't expect we're destined. We even have the same taste in men. I raised my hand to slap her, but Qingxuan stood in front of her, covering his face and scolding. "Mu Yao, stop making a fool of yourself. She's pregnant, don't take your anger out on her. Do you want to relive the humiliation from 3 years ago?" That sentence was like a sharp knife, piercing the memories I had deliberately sealed. After being abandoned by Huo Yaodong back then, he froze my bank card and drove me out. In the heavy snow of deep winter, I was pressed to the ground by chips, with blood dripping from my lower body. It was Qingxuan who fell from the sky and hugged me tightly. But now, he was protecting the white-side wolf who hurt me, even forgetting the promise he made back then. Lin Chun deliberately provoked me, throwing her arms around Qingxuan's neck in front of me. "Didn't you say I could live in the south-facing bedroom? Besides, doing it by the window is more exciting." Qingxuan smiled, looked at me, and carried her into our former wedding room. The one he said he would accompany me to watch the stars in. The one he said he would turn into a children's room. The sound of the door closing was like a knife, tearing open my heart. I leaned against the wall and tears could no longer be held back. At this moment my phone vibrated. A text message from an unknown number read, "Mu Yao, don't you want to know why Qingxuan cheated on you with Lin Chun? Meet me at Hai Tang Flower Hall at 9 tomorrow morning." I didn't need to guess it was Huo Yaodong. Hai Tang Flower Hall was where we first met. when my mother's lost relic failed to sell at auction. He used that relic to knock on my door and move me with his clumsy love letters. When I accidentally fell into the sea at a cruise party, he jumped into the sea to save me, and his legs were bitten by fish schools when I rolled in pain from dismenoration. He left billions of orders aside and went into the kitchen to cook ginger soup. But this tenderness eventually lost to betrayal. The next day, I went to the appointment and saw Huo Yaodong. He had lost some weight but was still handsome. He pushed his phone in front of me. When it comes to cruelty, I'm not as bad as Fu Qingxuan. I threw you out back then, but it was him who deliberately asked tramps to humiliate you. That sentence was like a thunderbolt, stunning me instantly. Those curses, ridicules, the sharp pain of being violated, and the embryo crushed into pieces back then, all flooded my mind. I stood up roaring and questioned him. How much better are you than him? Telling me the truth is just to prove that the man I chose back then is not as good as you. Huo Yaodong fell silent for a moment and said slowly, I'm a bastard. I'm sorry for you, but I never thought of replacing you. But Fu Qingxuan, he secretly took Lin Chun to socialize everywhere, even got married quietly. He really wants to throw you out of this marriage completely. Mu Yao, come back with me. As soon as he finished speaking, Fu Qingxuan suddenly rushed in, grabbed my neck tightly, and glared angrily. Huo Yaodong, you're dreaming. You send her gifts every year to pester her. What were you doing back then? Huo Yaodong stood up to protect me, but was surrounded by Fu Qingxuan's bodyguards. Before leaving, Huo Yaodong looked at me. Yao, come to me when you've made up your mind. The car was dead silent. Fu Qingxuan roared anxiously, or not allowed to go with him, not allowed to see him again. You've been divorced once, don't you want to get divorced a second time? Only, I treat you well. I laughed softly and asked him, besides Lin Chun, are you hiding anything else from me? Fu Qingxuan stiffened and turned to look out the window. His silence was the best answer. Anger surged in my heart. I grabbed his hand and bit it hard until I tasted blood. Fu Qingxuan, you're a beast. I admitted it. I love Huo Yaodong, and I regret divorcing him. No matter how scummy he is, he never had a child to disgust me. Fu Qingxuan's eyes turned blood red, and he grabbed my neck tightly, his face full of violence. Do you think I don't regret it? I, Fu Qingxuan, can have any woman I want. I chose a broken shoe who has lost a child and been played with. Lin Chun is more fun and easier to sleep with than you. I was almost suffocated by the pain. My vision went black, and I finally fainted. When I opened my eyes again, I was tied to the bed with iron chains. Lin Chun stood by the bed, smiling, holding a bowl of steaming medicine. Brother Xuan said, you're too excited. Let you take this medicine. With no one else around, she no longer pretended, grabbed my hair, and forced me to tilt my head to drink the medicine. I treated you well. Why are you doing this to me? I asked weakly. Lin Chun sneered. Because you're stupid. You're hypocritical. You like to give alms, so I just want to step on you into the mud. The medicine slid down my throat, and bitterness mixed with colic in my lower abdomen. I curled up trembling. What did you give me? Abortion medicine. Lin Chun smiled cruelly. In 10 minutes, your second child will also turn into a bloody mess and flow out of you. I endured the pain, grabbed a dagger from the fruit plate, and pressed it against her neck. My fingers tightened, and blood oozed out. Fu Qingxuan rushed over, his face dark with anger, but he wasn't worried about me. But angry for Huo Yaodong. You even want to kill someone? Lin Chun cried and begged, and Fu Qingxuan gently carried her to the bed to comfort her, completely ignoring the bright red blood seeping from my lower body. I stumbled onto the bed, but Fu Qingxuan subconsciously turned around with the knife, and the tip of the knife pierced my flesh. Blood exploded in front of my eyes. I looked at his terrified eyes and asked, trembling, why did you ask tramps to hurt me? Why did you kill my children, one after another? After saying that, I fell headfirst. I woke up on the first day of snow. Fu Qingxuan was lying on the edge of my bed. When he saw me, his eyes turned red instantly. Yao, you're finally awake. He explained that he only asked the tramps to scare me into coming back to Beijing with him. and he never thought they would hurt me. He didn't know I was pregnant. If he had known, he would never have let Lin Chun do it. At this time, Huo Yaodong walked in with a food box and threw a pregnancy test report on Fu Qingxuan's head. Open your eyes and look clearly. It's an IVF. Over the past 3 years, how many medicines she took, how many injections she got, just to get pregnant, and you let Lin Chun abort her child with a bowl of medicine. Is this how you said you would protect her with your life? Fu Qingxuan picked up the report, his hands trembling uncontrollably, his face as pale as paper. Huo Yaodong grabbed his collar and roared. Revealing the truth, you listened to Lin Sihan's instigation, thinking she refused to have children with you because she missed me. You were jealous and inferior, so you took revenge by hurting her. Fu Qingxuan knelt on the ground, crying and apologizing, but it was too late to make amends. Looking at the two men in front of me, I only felt absurd. I clapped my hands and sneered, "Are you done performing? If so, please leave. You both make me sick." Fu Qingxuan knelt and begged, saying that for the sake of our more than 10 years of childhood friendship, give him another chance. But I only felt disgusted. You would rather believe Lin Chun than me. There's no need to say more. You're already married to her. It saves us the trouble of getting a divorce. Lin Chun took the opportunity to slip in, but Fu Qingxuan slapped her to the corner, roaring for her to leave. Huo Yaodong then dragged Lin Chun out. I called the nurse and told them all to leave. I just wanted to rest in peace. Later, Huo Yaodong came to the ward again, bringing soup and water. Refusing to leave, I directly exposed him. You arranged for Lin Chun to come to Beijing, didn't you? And it was her who instigated the tramps, right? Huo Yaodong fell silent for a long time, begging me to go back to Hong Kong with him. He would hand Lin Chun over to me to dispose of, but I sneered and refused. You cheated on me and threw me out back then. Now you're pretending to be a good person. I'm not that cheap. After that day, I quietly left the hospital and returned to my mother's hometown. I bought daily necessities with the little cash I had left and cut off all contact. I spent every day sunbathing, raising cats, and growing flowers. The day's work calm slow. Fu Qingxuan didn't give up looking for me. There were reward notices all over the internet, and he begged me to come home in a live broadcast, looking haggard and emaciated. Soon after, news broke online that Lin Chun was hit by a car while going out. Her lower body was completely paralyzed, and her 8-month-old child was also lost. The posts were quickly removed. Fu Qingxuan live-streamed again, holding a green divorce certificate, his eyes red with tears. Begging me to remarry him. Mu Yao? I have nothing to do with her anymore. Come out, let's remarry. Fu Qingxuan found me on a rainy day. He was soaked to the skin, as thin as a bamboo pole, begging me to go back to Beijing with him. He said he had retaliated against Lin Chun, sending her to an underground brothel to make her repay the pain I had suffered 1,000 times over. I looked at him calmly. The previous villa was big, but it never made me happy. This place is enough. You said you would protect me with your life, but you see what I am now. Stop making promises if you can't keep them. It's demeaning. I paused and said word by word, everything between us is over. Let's let each other go. Fu Qingxuan opened his mouth, but finally said nothing, and left with heavy steps. After 2 marriages and full of scars, I finally understood that pinning hope on others will only lead to hurt. After going through all hardships, I no longer look forward to anyone's redemption. I just want to guard this small courtyard, heal myself slowly, and find my own way home.